our last video, we're able to achieve to this particular point whereby we can, when we click on this sign up, to prompt us a new tab to work on. I'm able to give it all this entry, and that was what we did in our last video. So in this, we are going to add labels to this, so we know what our entry was actually specifying for somebody to enter. So let me close this. So the first thing we're going to do is to add the entry. And to add the entry, I can come here and just copy it. Sorry, to add the label, instead of entry, it's going to be what? Label. So if I see, it's going to be equals to what? Label. And the first one we're going to put is that of our main 2. That's going to be the first thing we're going to input here. Then after that, we can give it a test. Which in our case, we want the test to be, let me put it, want the test to be what? We know that the first one are going to say first name. You can say first what? Name. We want the user to enter his first name. So the second one is this, we have done for that of say a first name label. Let me grid it on the screen, which is first name label dot what? Dot grid. But there's a little bit of problem here because we actually specify colon 0 for all these entries. Meanwhile, they are supposed to be in colon 1, whereby this label is going to be in colon 0. I think that are just basically ideology, because if it's on colon 0, the first name I'm entering, the entry should be on colon 1. So we need to change all these colons to all these entry colons to that of 1. So let me change this guy to 1. I'm also going to do for this other ones. So we're done changing them to 1. Now we can add the label. So we can now derivative this, copy this guy from here, and then just change the colon from 1 to 0. It's still going to be on the same row. So let's run it and see the output. When I click on sign in, you can see I got first name, and this is the entry for this of the first name. So I'm going to do for this of the other ones, that I'm going to pause this video and do for that of the other ones. Then I'll come back and explain it to us. See, they're basically going to be the same thing for all of them. That of the surname, the no entry, and then next one the last one is going to be second to the last, and then we're going to do for that of username entry. So I'm just going to copy from this another ones that I've done. So I'm going to say username. Let me just copy username. Then I'm going to change it. It's going to be username what? Label. So it's going to be on what row? 4. See, I'm going to put username. And for that of the password, I can copy the same thing. I can say, let me just copy this guy. It's going to be similar. Then I'm going to paste it here. It's going to be password label. So I can just put it here. So it's going to be password what? Let me just put it. Label. The password label is going to be on that of row 5. So this is just basically what we did. There's not really hard here to crack your head on. So this is for the password. This is for the username. Okay, sorry, I forgot to add something here. This password label is supposed to have a test. So let me take the test and here and then put it on this label. Where is the label? Here it's supposed to be label. So label say now going to have a test which is going to say password. Cool. So I think there's nothing really hard for us to understand here. And let's look at the row. Everything is going to be like, let's use this number, phone number. This is where we enter the entry, and then here we put the label to display that, oh, we want you to enter phone number right here. And it's going to be in the same row, but not in the same column. Because if I check here, everything looks good. Everything is the same row. All the label and entry is in the same row, but the columns are not the same. So let's run this. Let's click on sign in. You can see we get this. What is this? Okay, so it's supposed to be in row 0, not in row, sorry, in column 0, not in column 1. So let me go change it here. So it's going to be column 0. It's going to be column 0. It is 0. And this guy to be 0. So let's run it again. Click on sign in. You can see everything looks great. So you can put first name, surname, phone number, username, and your password. So I think this should be enough for us to understand the logic behind this. So what we are basically going to do next is to get any input that is being entered here, and then we can store it and save it in a particular file, and then we can make use of them later on. So in case when somebody try to log in, then you can prompt the person to, you're going to check whether that password exists or not. If that password exists, you can log you in. If that password doesn't exist, sorry, you cannot log in. So I think this should be the end for this video. If you enjoy it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. The next one, we're going to do a little bit something more better than this. So I'll be happy to see you in that video. Thank you for watching.